Hey, Jeremy Osterberger here with BIC Magazine. We're at the Gulf Coast Industry Forum hosted by the Economic Alliance Houston Port Region. I'm with Dr. Dave Andrew, Vice President, New Market Development at ExxonMobil Chemical. Dr. Andrew, how are you?
Excellent. It's great to be here.
So, Dr. Andrew, give us an update on the Largescale plastic waste advanced recycling facility in Baytown.
Oh, happy to, Jeremy. So we are in the process of building a 30,000 ton per year facility at Baytown, which will be started up in December of this year. We're already processing plastic waste through a smaller facility, which we've been doing for the last 18 months or so. So we're really looking forward to the expansion step that's coming up very quickly.
So talk about that smaller facility. Give us an example of some product that's come in and that you're processing.
So we've processed about 11 million pounds of plastic waste already since that smaller facility started up. And we're bringing mixed plastics, the things like the chip bags and the food packaging containers and things like that, and we're processing it through that facility. So what you see as plastic waste is what's going into that facility.
On stage you mentioned some turf, is that correct?
Yeah, so that's a new opportunity that we've been working with a company called Tenkate Grass. So we've just, we announced that this week, and we're actually in the process of bringing artificial turf from California, where Tenkate is pulling it up, and we're bringing it over to Texas so it can be recycled. And so that's something we're in the process of getting started up.
Dr. Andrew, dig into the technology a little bit. What's actually going on at the small scale facility and what will happen at the large scale facility? Dig into the technology if you would.
Yeah, I love the technology. I'm a chemist by background, so it's a kind of an exciting part of the whole thing for me. What we're doing at the small scale facility is very similar to what we're going to be doing at the large scale facility. What we're doing is we're bringing in kind of sorted and shredded plastic waste, and we have a third party that's shredding that waste for us, and then we're injecting that directly into some of our large scale petrochemical units right at the refinery. And then that refinery is connected into our chemical plant where we make plastics. So we're using the kind of the power of our integrated complex and all of those cool and interesting reactors that we already have on the ground to process plastic waste, just like we do any other feedstock.
And Dr. Andrew, what is the timeline of operational use on the large scale facility?
Like I said, it should be started up in December. That's our plan.
Okay, everything keeps going well. We ought to hit that target. Great. Okay, what about the capacity of the facility? How much plastic waste will be recycled through the large-scale facility?
So it'll be 30,000 tons per year, which is about 60 million pounds of plastic per year. That's the first step, and that's what we're going to have capacity to do come December. But we don't want to stop there, right? So we're going to do this kind of repeat in multiple other locations in the U.S. We've got projects going on in Europe and in Asia. And so our target is to have about 1 billion pounds worth of capacity by year-end 26.
Gotcha. So the number of sites across the U.S. could be, how many are we talking about potentially?
So each site can have multiple units. So we're talking about probably 14 of these facilities across our integrated global network.
Gotcha.
Most of that will be in the U.S., but there's also some in Europe and Asia as well.
Okay, great. So Dr. Andrew, what have been some of the challenges so far?
Getting access to plastic waste. It's the stuff that we're doing inside our sites is fairly straightforward in its chemistry that we understand. This new feedstock, getting access to sorted plastic waste that we can actually process is a real challenge. We can process plastic, we can't process trash. So it needs to come to us as somewhat source separated, and we can put it into our facility and make use of it. So we've been working with the City of Houston and a collaboration that we brought to bear that involves us and LyondellBasell and FCC Environmental, the leading environmental services, a smaller innovative company called Cyclix. And the City of Houston to actually, the focus of that collaboration is to get access to feedstock for our unit, which is the biggest challenge. And it's a challenge here in Texas, but it's also a challenge around the world, is getting access to that plastic.
I have a question, Dr. Andrew. We talk about after the facility is built, so much of our audiences are running and maintaining traditional petrochemical refining assets. What is that maintenance like on a facility like this for the advanced recycling facility? You know what I'm saying? What are the opportunities for traditional contractors?
Well, it's a new facility, so there's It's additional capacity to our site, so there'll be more requirements to maintain that equipment. It'll be very similar. I mean, the type of work, just more work, the type of work that contractors are used to seeing in regular petrochemical facilities.
Oh, great. Well, Dr. Andrew, thank you so much for your time. I had a blast talking to you, and keep giving us an update from time to time.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Good to see you again.
You too.